Welcome to issue 240 of Critical Encounters, a podcast about Marvel Champions, a living card game by Fantasy Flight Games. Here, we take a good look at that most critical piece of the game, the encounter sets. We'll discuss those poorly understood characters, unfairly labeled villains, and their various plans to shape humanity and benefit the planet, as well as those so-called heroes intent on thwarting them. I'm one of your hosts, and Daniel, and joining me tonight is Steve. How are you?
I'm good. I remembered my name. I see.
Yeah, I forgot mine. Yeah. Also with us tonight, back from many adventures, the wandering Took himself. Hi, Mike.
Oh, hello.
How you feeling?
Good to be back. I'm tired more than anything else.
You've booked your Sky Miles recently, huh?
I was gonna say, I
have gold status with my airline now.
Nice.
Oh, it was.
But it's Canadian gold, Steve, so it's really like silver.
Oh, so it's only worth like 80% of real gold or something.
Yeah, but our seats are a little bit bigger than everyone else's anyway, so it's fine.
Fair, totally fair. All right,
cool.
Yeah, cool. I'll do it. Hey, I'll do it,
guys.
Daniel, what's on your mind tonight?
A couple of things actually. I've got
quality
some
transition there, guys. Quality.
Yeah, that was good. I've got some gratitude on my mind. I want to thank the community for the nice things they said about my previous What's on Your Mind Tonight. When I waxed a little bit downtrodden about teaching first grade. Thanks, folks. That was really kind to hear what you had to say. I got to play live, and I want to thank some people. We played a 4-player game at Jonah's house in Virginia. He's hosted before. I've talked about him. But I played with James, and also there was Trevor. The community knows him as Boom Guy. He's the host of the Winning Hand podcast. He is great. He's a great guy, as, of course, are Jonah and James. And I realized that I met Trevor briefly at Con of Heroes, which gets me thinking, Mike, what have you been up to?
I have been playing more games than I can count.
Wow. I mean, so you mean a lot of Marvel Champions?
More than Yeah, no, none of the Marvel Champions. It's been a very, very busy convention season for me. BusterCon was in the middle of September, and I just got back from Con of the Rings. And my goodness, just the communities there just have really latched on to the culture and just the fun of it all. There was a fellow at BusterCon who was giving away little tiny ducks. Like he had a bag of 100 little mini ducks that he bought from, I don't know.
Okay, I thought you said ducks.
Yeah, ducks. Yeah. And it was like, yeah, when the encounter bag ducks you here's a duck, you'll feel better. And just silly stuff like that. And all the alt art cards floating around at both conventions. I pulled a prank on Bob. I had a bunch of Moomox that I shuffled into other people's decks, and their revealed effect was put them engaged with Bob no matter where he is in the convention center. So he had to deal with these Moomox all convention long. It was really funny. I was hoping to keep him going for a while, but I cracked up about halfway through the first day, and he knew it was me.
I like that. That's a good one.
That is funny.
People just really get into it.
A fun way.
Yeah, and there's epic multiplayer stuff. You just meet lots of friends. There may have been some scotch involved in late night party games. They're always fun. Always fun.
Right on,
folks.
And I assume there might have been some crossover too between some of the communities, right?
Some, but not as much as you might think.
I've been to Con of the Rings. I've been to Gen Con. I've been to Con of Heroes. They're all a ton of fun. I tend to like the game-specific conventions a little better than the big, huge things.
Me too.
Yeah. We'll have to get you to Con of Villains next, Mike.
Yep.
So while you were away, you missed some shows, or at least one show. Maybe there's some time stuff involved here. Yeah, shows.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah.
Are we on the same wavelength? We have to go back like 3 episodes and chat about the song.
Oh, we could do that if you like. Yeah, the song.
I don't think that's what was on Steve's mind.
It isn't, but he's right. Well written, Michael. Well written.
Yeah.
Well
okay.
performed.
Wow. So yeah, time stuff. We recorded the Juggernaut episodes, and then Daniel did the song, and then he sent it to me, and he was like, "Don't you like the song?" I'm like, "Dude, I'm at a convention. I haven't checked my email."
Mike, I gave you 15 minutes to listen to that.
You took, yeah, if that.
and then my insecurities are going to take over. You have to know that.
Yeah. So, hence the lack of reaction when the show came out, because we just haven't been all together to record. But I think now is a good time. Daniel, that was a fascinating song. It was good. It was great. It was fantastic. It was my comment was like I say this every time where I write the lyrics and I have this vision in my mind, and then you completely throw that vision away and do your own thing, and it's always okay. Cool.
Ignores.
It's neat. Yeah. It's like what you say it's like when you write a script for Mustafa.
right. Why bother?
And now, I will say this was the biggest departure from my vision and yours.
Well, did you mean that in terms of like source material or
in terms of style of the song?
Okay.
What I was going for versus how it ended up. And I think that's up to the listeners to decide if that's a good or bad thing, but
sure. Now, what's interesting about that is you never ever share with me what your vision is, which I applaud. I kind of like that you're like, maybe we'll psychic link one day and you'll be like, that's exactly what I was thinking.
I mean, I kind of did. Usually you're just like, I'm going to make this sad and gloomy.
Yeah. How do I make this slow? Because I can't play fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Sorry.
It was still fantastic, and it was fun. It was fun to write. This one, Daniel, I don't know if you mentioned it on a future episode, but you struggled with the playing of this song. I actually struggled with the lyrics because there are so few syllables in that song. It's really hard to get anything across. So I really latched on to, a couple words in there, like just shoehorning Cyterac into there was hard enough.
No, that was perfect.
Yeah.
That was great.
That was a good one.
Yeah, that one worked. Well, Mike, one of the reasons I slowed it down to half the speed of the source material is so you can throw in 100 more syllables.
So that's the other thing. You actually sing it differently than I imagined it in my head.
Well, what we need to do is like a counter album where I'll play the music and you sing.
Oh, that sounds awesome. And then this is part of that show we keep talking about but never happens. The cutting room floor, the things that never should never come to light.
That's why they're cut.
Sounds fun.
Oh, geez. All right. Well, Mike, it sounds like you had a great time.
It was a blast. And
I had a good time doing the song. So, yeah. And I'm glad you saw old friends, Mike.
Yeah. It was great to see everyone again. And you two were missed.
Oh.
Yeah.
So Steve was missed. That's nice. Okay.
Well, he was, but then they pulled out the cardboard statue of Nalir, and everyone was like, "Oh, okay, that fills the void."
Oh,
wow!
I don't know if I should.
Sorry, that's a deep cut.
I'm
sorry, everyone.
Or
who
like
didn't get that.
Impressed, actually. I'll take Nalir. I mean, he's the real villain. Like, forget Sauron, forget Bill Fernie, the Balrog. Nalir is the villain of that game. So I'll take it.
So our listeners who only play Marvel Champions, count yourself lucky that all of the objective allies are beneficial.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's going to change, I bet. So.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Mike, you have had a vacation, so you are back fresh, and you are going to hit us with some lore tonight. What do you got for us?
So excited for this.
What? That was me this week?
Yeah.
Yeah. You said you do it on the flight coming in and out.
Yeah, you said you had all this time on
your hands.
The layovers and the this, that's, and the others.
Oh, God. I told you about the scotch, right?
Oh. No.
No, I thought you meant like 3 weeks. Oh, shoot.
Well, I don't have anything either.
Well, Steve, I'll be honest, I got nothing.
Crap.
Oh, you know what?
What?
The TVs are still here. Should we, I don't know, maybe just watch some MTV?
Do you mean Mojo Television? That's still on air?
It sure is!
Awesome!
On the inside.
For clothes that Tristan lost.
Oh, hell and damnation. Is that a walking shark in a Western?
Bold 3 Detergent Plus Fabric Softener.
Caleb, are you all right? Are you?
Spray relief.
You two take care of labor.
Only intended for a plane capsule.
Prester's freaking counterpunch! Power World!
If you don't want to die of cold, toll free.
Walking on broken glass, walking on broken.
Alright, listen up. We're on the tail of that son of a glitch, Magneto 2.6. He's been eluding us for months, but tonight we're gonna nail him. I mean, look at that.
I'll give you trouble. Pop your piece around the track if you get nails and more nails.
Oh, get it together, soldier. I'm sure it's fine. See, our lines are holding there just fine. There's nothing to...
After the honeymoon, but when I got back and I found out that he'd stolen Ben. Lies have gotten all of us into so much trouble.
You're watching the Mojo Game Show Network. You must be in the waiting room of the dentist. Dentists, truly villains of pain, and an extension of the Mojo Consortium for suffering. Visit your dentist today. And now, back to our game already in progress. Don't change that dial. Don't look away. Don't even blink, 'cause you're watching Mojo, baby.
Welcome back to Supervillain Showdown, the slightly popular game show where you answer trivia questions to prove you aren't as stupid as the villain next to you. I'm your host, Noah Lott. Before we start, let's get to know our two victims. Contestants. Contestant number 1, tell us about yourself.
Hello, my name is Terry Cloth. I'm an aspiring car wash attendant with grand designs to rise above the foam and take control of all the soap suds and car washes in the Tri-County area.
Sounds like you have a clean and mobile plan for the future. How about you, contestant number 2?
Oh. Haywood. You know, as in, Haywood, you buzz off.
Okay, well, right, let's get to the game. You both know how this works. I'm going to provide a series of facts, little by little, and the first one of you who thinks they know the answer will just chaotically scream out the answer. If you're right, you'll get some points. If you're wrong, we keep track of that, and if you're wrong too many times, we're gonna harm someone or something that you love. So don't screw up too many times.
I love Gary Cloth.
That wasn't convenient. All right, let's get to the game. Today's theme is flight. Questions and answers will have to do with the penguin's biggest evolutionary regret, the aerial trait.
Oh.
All right, question number 1. Here's your first clue. This is a sinister minion. He has the villainous and patrol keywords.
Zizzax.
No. He comes with 3 boost icons.
Oh my goodness.
Can I cheat?
All right. After he attacks you, he hits you with a rotten pumpkin doing indirect damage.
Green Goblin.
Green Goblin.
Wrong. Both of them. He's the
it's Hobgoblin.
Correct. Hobgoblin is correct.
Oh, that's no fair.
3 points for Haywood.
3? All right.
All right, here we go. Question number 2.
Rocket boots.
Now remember, if you guess too many times, we're going to smash that thing you like, so careful.
Oh, okay.
Okay. This is a most wanted environment. It's a vehicle.
Aerial?
Correct. Yes, it's aerial. It's a vehicle.
Nowhere.
No. It comes with a hazard icon.
Haywood, what's that ship we get when we start that box? Oh golly. The Milano.
You can counter its effects with a nice chocolate layered cookie.
Oh, so the Milano, I'm right. It's like Milano adjacent. All right, so the Milano.
Correct, it is Milano adjacent.
You tip that to Nebula ship.
Nope.
This is an environment?
It is an environment. That's right.
What's the environment in the nebula thing, Mike? I mean, Haywood.
There isn't one.
I'll tell you this. You probably never see this card because only Ronin uses it.
Yeah, it's the Kree ship.
Correct! The Kree command ship. 2 points for Haywood.
What? This is just awful. This is like every other game we play.
This is Mojo Television, so get used to it. My terrible Mojo voice, too. Not quite. All right, question number 3. Are you ready, boys?
Oh, yes.
All right, here we go.
Haywood's ready.
This creature is most savage.
A
There's a whole bunch
pterodon.
of them.
The pterodon. The pterodactyl thing.
Close. It has...
Pterosaur.
Pterosaur.
Ooh.
I got it. Like 10 points, right?
I'll give you 9 because, you guessed like 80 times.
But all of them were Terra.
Yeah, that's true.
All right.
But I make up the rules as we go.
Yeah.
All right, question number 4.
I accept
Are
the
you
whole
ready?
thing. Yes.
What's that?
Yes. Ready.
Here we go. Question number 4. This attachment is for the birds.
These are awesome.
Pumpkin glider.
A nemesis most foul uses it.
Vulture. Vulture's boots.
God.
Vulture's wings. Vulture.
Grants any old turkey that uses it a +1/+1.
I know it's about Vulture. Isn't it?
You think you know it's about Vulture, but it's not about Vulture. It does not have any traits on it, but it will give you the aerial trait. Okay, last one.
Wow.
It's not a goblin glider. It's a something
It's a glider. I'm just trying to figure out which one it is.
Venom glider.
For the birds, a turkey, fowl, gobble, gobble, gobble. It's the gobbler glider. A gobbler glider.
Oh, spider ham.
Spider ham. Nemesis. Yes. No points. Oh, I'll get some points. I'll get some points.
You get, yeah. Wow.
All right.
Okay. Terry Cloth is not doing well.
No, you're getting washed over.
Well, wait. Actually, don't I have like 9 points?
You got 9 points. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Our 5th and final question of part 1 of the game. Here we go. Are you ready?
Yes.
According to our minions, this should be on every minion's villainous list.
Rocket boots.
It's a man who gets bonuses for fighting aerial heroes.
Oh. What's his face's nemesis? Harpoon.
Harpoon is correct. Harpoon is correct. Our next clue is going to be latitudinal eventual permanence or something. I don't know.
Now,
what it is.
I hope the host heard me say harpoon first.
No, that's the delay from Craig.
Oh my god.
Let's ask Craig.
Let's go back to the tapes.
Hey, Craig, who was first?
Harpoon.
All right. You know what? I'm gonna give. I think, according to the tapes, I think it was Terry.
Yes, it was.
All right. So after 5 questions, let's take a look at the score. Haywood has 5 points, and Terry is soaring with 18. That means it's time to move on to the second phase of the game. In this phase, we will pitch y'all and roll to the side, and you'll have a chance to score big for 6 points. How many encounter cards in the current card pool, including and up to the most recent release of Nightcrawler, have the printed aerial trait? I'd like you both to write down your answers, and the person who is closest will win. I don't care if you go over or not.
I've got my number.
I got mine.
Terry, since you're in the lead, you get to tell me your answer first.
There's 5.
I would like to change my answer and say 6.
Terry has said 5. And now, Haywood, how many of you? Whoa, you wrote down 26! The correct answer is 10. There are 10 encounter cards with the printed aerial trait. That means, Terry, you are the closest.
Woo! This game is great.
Can't argue with that. All right, question number 7 for another Well, we need some catch-up points for 15 points.
Wow.
Well, that
It's
gives
just
you
making him further and further ahead.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
This is
All right.
just.
How many encounter cards in the current card pool, including and up to the most recent release of Nightcrawler, interact with the aerial trait in some way? Again, write down your answer, and the person who's closest will win.
I've got my
and
answer.
This time, we're going to flip it. All right, Haywood. For 15 points, how many encounter cards interact with the aerial trait in some way?
2.
It was not the right answer. Terry, let's
Are
see
you
what
sure?
you wrote down. Terry wrote down 26.
I said 26.
What's with 26? No, the correct answer is 11.
Oh,
I think Haywood wins. He's only
I
9
think he
off.
does. I think he does. By the right rules.
Well,
Right.
after 7 questions, our leader is Terry Cloth.
Oh my goodness.
That means we're going to say goodbye to Haywood Jabuzzoff by launching you high into the air. And if you are lucky enough to miss the ground, you'll be able to fly away. If not, you'll make your mark on Mojo World in a very special way.
Wait, what?
We load you into the catapult, and we crank it up, and 3, 2, 1, Now then, Terry, now it's time for the final takeoff. You have a choice to make. You can either take your winnings now, a transatlantic flight's supply worth of Orville and Wilbur Redenbacher popcorn, or you can bet it all for a chance to escape Mojo World. What will it be?
I think I want to escape Mojo World.
All right, that's the ticket. Ratings are sure to soar. Are you ready for your final question?
Yes.
All right. Give or take, plus or minus 2. How many uniquely player cards have the printed aerial trait?
Well, I'm going to think about that. Let's see here.
No Googling.
No, I'm not Googling, but I'm thinking my nemesis Iron Man has like 8. Host, I'm going to say 52, which is, of course, twice 26.
Well, that's not a terrible guess, but it is wrong. Oh. The correct answer is 45.
Oh, okay. That's not bad.
You're fairly close. But still, 52 is wrong, and that means you're grounded here with us. Don't worry, there's always next week when you'll take on another challenger in the Super Villain Showdown. Good night, everyone. Now, don't forget to destroy that guy's stuff, right? Blow up all his things, everything. Hey, what? Are we still there? Turn that camera off.
Wow, that Terry Cloth guy is a winner.
And that Haywood guy is good looking.
All that hair.
I guess I'm supposed to comment on how intelligent the host was. So
Right. I mean, he did a good job. Yeah, that's good.
That's so far my favorite Mojo game show.
Number 1 on my list too,
yeah.
Steve.
Yeah, good.
Hands
I'm
down.
glad. Yeah. You know what that show reminds me of, though? All that talk of Ariel and stuff
What?
like that.
Seemed to kind of out of left field for me, but go ahead. What?
Oh, it reminds me of the Flight modular set that comes in the next Evolution box.
Whoa!
Oh yeah.
I didn't even think
That
of
set that has no actual lore associated with it.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Interesting.
You guys want to look at some cards?
Yeah, let's do that. All right, so Flight comes in the next Evolution box. It's used in Mr. Sinister. It has 5 cards, 4 by title, and I think Terry's biggest fan should read the first card.
Oh, all right, sure. So the first card is Flight. It is a attachment with the superpower trait setup attached to the villain. Permanent attached villain gains the aerial trait. And he gets +1 attack and overkill while this is on. Interesting.
Nice.
Permanent
I like this.
traded. Love that.
So Rhino with the Power Stone and Flight.
He's literally unstoppable.
He's hitting for like 5 overkill right off the bat at level 1. Yeah. The fact that it's set up in permanent, just like right from the start, is great.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the villain will get the aerial trait, which does have some, but only if you play like with telepathy and super strength.
So. All right.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
The aerial trait. Okay. Yeah. It really doesn't do anything. Love it.
All right. Well, this next one is aerial bombardment. It is also an attachment. This is a condition attached to the villain. Whenever the villain attacks, it gets +1 attack and ignores the retaliate keyword while attacking a non-aerial character.
Okay.
But once the attack is finished, the while is still in effect, right?
Just keep reading.
So the next character he attacks, Hero action. Exhaust your hero and spend 2 mental resources to discard this card, and it has 2 boost icons. So are you using your mental powers to bring him to the ground or something?
Maybe you trick him to ground him, or you're dodging. Although that feels like maybe a physical aspect.
I would think you'd want to shoot lightning bolts at someone to get him out of the air, but okay.
Yeah.
What do I know?
Yeah. Okay. I mean, +1 attack against non-aerial characters. It's thematic. Makes sense. If he's up in the air, he's got the high ground.
Yep.
Right? Yeah. Speaking of the high ground, how about this other attachment called Out of Reach, which is a condition attachment that attaches to the villain. The villain cannot take damage unless the attacker or attack has the aerial trait, or the attack has ranged.
Okay.
The hero action, exhaust your hero and spend double energy resources. Discard this card, 2 boost icons.
Oh, there's your lightning bolt.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
All right.
So the villain cannot take damage unless the attacker or the attack has the aerial trait, or you're using ranged. Again, great theme. He's up out of reach, right? If you're land bound, you can't swing at the guy up in the air with your fists. That can be pretty potent because I think there's only like 45 cards with the aerial trait.
That's true.
For the players.
That's true.
Yeah.
Or
that has some weird implications.
Yeah.
Like anything protection does, like to counter strike or like retaliate or your armor.
Nothing.
Can't happen. So it's like he'll punch your spikes and he can't take damage.
Flyways before he gets it. Maybe hits you from the back, so your spikes aren't on your back or something. I mean, there could be some heroes you're playing that don't have any aerial or range.
Right. But like something like electrostatic armor would still hit him and stuff, right?
Cannot take damage, period.
Unless the attacker or attack has the aerial trait. Is electrostatic damage an attack?
But it doesn't have the aerial
trait.
No,
but it's not an attack or an attacker.
Right, but you go to the first thing. The villain cannot take damage. Boom. But he can take damage if the attacker or the attack has aerial trait or range.
Okay.
Right, because there are some event cards like Swinging Web Kick is an attack with an aerial trait on it. Right, and then like Hawkeye's Bow gives him ranged. So those sorts of things. But otherwise he's not taking any damage. So you have to exhaust your hero and get rid of this card in order to bring him down and put him into reach.
Yeah.
Save those energy resources, people.
Go.
Best resource in the game.
Pretty good.
Now, Steve,
pretty good card.
When you brought up speaking of high ground, Steve, I thought you were going to talk about the card high ground.
I know. I mean, the Segway guy didn't do it.
If I had read ahead, that would have been great.
So high ground is a treachery. There's 2 of them in this set. When revealed, discard each tough status from each friendly character. The players as a group take 2 indirect damage, 4 indirect damage instead if the villain has the brute trait. It has 1 boost and a special boost, and that special is if the villain is attacking, this attack gains piercing. Wow.
Clears off tough status cards in either its regular form or its boost form. Right? And then yeah, right? There's a tough status card.
But its regular form can clear hundreds of toughs.
Right. And then do a couple points of damage. And this is like it's going to interact with Brute. And I think if we, eventually we read Super Strength and Telepathy, we're going to see these three sets interact slightly with one another this. But again, if this set is on Rhino, he's a Brute, so he's doing 4 indirect damage, going right through your toughs. So pretty good.
Dang.
Nice.
This is as a group as well. So this card is a little less. It's a little less and a little more potent in multiplayer at the same time.
Correct. I like that about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Feel bad for Solo Colossus.
Ooh. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't think of that.
Poor guy.
That's it. 4 cards. 5 cards.
Well,
what do we think?
It's all right. I mean, it's seems very middle of the road. It's got some neat theme stuff in it. The high ground doing Pierce, sure, that's kind of weird, but okay, whatever. It's kind of neat. I haven't actually played this alone in the absence of the other 2 sets.
I have put it in a few things. What I think makes this whole set is it's kind of it can be one of the Daniel double up kind of sets because it's really only 4 cards going in the encounter deck because the flight is a permanent setup, right? And that's +1 overkill, which just changes all of your defense unless you're playing, heavy defense protection. Your chump blocking isn't really going to help you any. It's got a little bit of anti-tough, so if that's how you're trying to handle things, that might be problematic. Yeah, I think putting that flight out there is pretty good, just right off the bat. I like that it's a permanent setup card. If it was in the encounter deck, it wouldn't be as great, I don't think.
And I think it does a lot. The set does a lot, but that permanent, especially for maybe our weaker villains. If you're using certain villains as your deck testers, throwing this on them could be an interesting thing. Because it's not going to make them super monstrously more powerful, but it does do a little and gives them very random protection throughout the encounter deck with the bombardment and the out of reach.
Yeah.
I
think it's cool.
Yeah, I like the set. It's a good little set.
And it's actually hard to get those conditions off. That's another thing that's cool about it. Like, you're exhausting your hero and spending 2 nerds or 2 lightning bolts. Not everyone has that at all times.
Right, and you might have defended because the attack's coming in overkill with a little bigger, so your hero's not ready.
Right.
Then you get this, so you've got a round or 2 to deal with it, maybe.
It makes those allies that you, when they come into play or whatever, and take away these hero action type things and attachments, a little bit better. There's like 2 of them, right? That do that, something like that.
Okay, so let's give it our grade, right?
I'm gonna give it a solid B.
Okay, Mike.
I'm gonna give it a sky high grade of B-.
Oh.
Ooh. Oh.
Mr. Dark Cloud.
All right.
Jeez.
Yeah, I know.
You're like that one guy in the sitcom or the reality or the what do you call those things?
Oh, he was dreamy.
That guy in the show we just watched. Jeez.
He was dreamy. I think you got your head in the clouds, Mike. Yeah. And other high up flight puns.
Oh, we missed out on those tonight. Jeez. Glad you got one. Steve.
All right,
well,
folks.
We've said a few. Mike, yeah, if the folks want to talk to us.
Yep. You heard the man. If you want, we want you to send us all of your sky, cloud, flight-related puns. Email them to bigfoamloaf at email them to criticalencounterspod@gmail.com. We're Critical Encounters on Facebook. You can find us on YouTube, Twitch, or Patreon by searching for Critical Encounters Podcast. And on Discord, we are Vardane, Big Foam Loaf, and Wandering Tooth. If you like our show, tell your friends. If you don't like our show, tell your enemies. Woody, take us out.
That wasn't flying. That was falling with style.
Watch some MTV.
You mean Momo? Holy crap. Okay, let's try that again.